Hey test takers, in this video we'll be discussing some questions given by the College Board for your SAT preparations whenever you're giving it. Alright, so let's start off with the first question. Which of the following represents the statement, the sum of squares of x and y is equal to the square root of the difference of x and y? Alright, so here the keywords are sum of squares of x and y. First, directly search for the sum of squares. Alright, these can be the sum of squares. This cannot be the sum of square because this is the sum of x and y which is squared. So instead of looking at the rest of this, we can directly know that the correct option is option A. Alright, moving on to the next question. If A is minus 2, then what is A plus A square minus A cube plus A to the power 4 minus A to the power 5? Alright, so we can write this as minus 2 plus minus 2 square minus of minus 2 cube plus minus 2 to the power 4 minus minus 2 to the power 5. Alright, to do this question we get minus 2 plus 4. Alright, then we get minus of minus 8 plus 16 and minus of minus 32, which gives us minus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32, alright, which gives us 58, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 58. Yeah, so the correct option will be option D, 58. Alright, let's move on to the next question. You want to be very quick when you solve these type of questions because these are model 1 practice questions. Alright, moving on to the next question. Here we are given a question: if n to the power minus 2 equals 1 by 3 the whole raised to x, what is the value of x? Alright, instead of solving the RHS, let's solve the LHS, which is 9 to the power minus 2. So 9 to the power minus 2 equals 1 by 9 square, and 1 by 9 square is 1 divided by 81. Alright, so we know that 81 is equal to 3 to the power 4, and this can be written as 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4. Okay, once you compare this with this, alright, you can see that this, which is 1 by 3 whole raised to x, is very similar to 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4. So here x is equal to 4. Once you compare these two fractions, you get x is equal to 4, which is option C, 4. Alright, in the next question, 1 by 8 plus 1 by 10 gives A divided by B. Here we just need to find what is the value of A. Alright, so here, and it's reduced to its most simplest form. Okay, this is a keyword actually. A divided by B is in its simplest form. So let's just take the LCM. So 10, no, here, instead of taking the LCM just by multiplying, like, normally I would take 10 plus 8 divided by 80. Here, since we know that it's in its simplest form, let's try taking 40, because 8 and 10 are both factors of 40. So we get 5 plus 40 plus 4 by 40 equals A by B. So we get 9 by 40 equals A and by B. And here, since this is in the simplest form, we know that A is equal to 9. So the correct option will be option B. Alright, moving to this question, which is model 2 for the drill set. Alright, if 7 times a number is 84, let n be that number. And what is 4 times the number? So we don't know that. So n is equal to 84 divided by 7, which is 12. So we can find out that 4 times the number is 4 into 12, which is equal to 48. So the correct option is option C, 48. Alright, next question. If 3x equals 12, what is the value of 24 divided by x? So this is a pretty simple question. So 3x equals 12, so x equals 12 by 3, which is 4. So x is 4, so 24 divided by 4 is 6. So option D, 6. Alright, so this one is a tough one. Which of the following graphs shows a strong positive association between x and y? So here it's showing the relationship between x and y is really positive and in a strong manner. Basically, if you take x and y in an equation, it'll go in a really high and progressive in a positive. All right, it's given here positive, so it'll be upward, strong and upward. So it'll be a pretty steep graph and in the in the forward direction. So we are expecting something in this way, in the forward direction. All right, here I just see points scattered everywhere, so I don't want to bother about this question. Here the graph is going down. Please don't think of it this way, that it's going in this direction. This is the wrong way. We are actually reading, we are actually reading it from this way, because you see the arrow, it's from this side to this side, not the other way around. So this is wrong, and the previous one was also wrong. Here, okay, I see there's a growth, yes, in the right direction, but it's not very high. So I mark this wrong. Here, it's going the upward direction and it's pretty steep of a graph. So here, option D will be correct. Alright. You can expect these type of questions in the actual SAT because these are pretty common and tough questions. Alright, moving on. If root x plus 22 equals 38, what is the value of x? Alright, instead of squaring this LHS, we can just take 22 on the other side, so it will become 38 minus 22. So root x becomes 6 and 1. So root x equals 16, so x equals 256, because you square on both sides. If you take the square here and square here, you'll get x equals 256. So the correct option is option D, 256. Alright, moving on to the next question, we have if each number in the following sum were increased by t, and the new sum would be 4.22. So the new sum would be 4.22. What is the value of t? So here t is what we don't know, and t is the increased by t. Okay, so here we're given a sum. So these are the sum of the numbers. So, and this is the new sum if it were increased by t. So 4.22 would be equal to 2.74, which was the original sum, plus t. So if you add t to this sum, you will get 4.22. So t equals 4.22 minus 2.74, which equals 0.37. So it will be option D, 0.37. Alright, moving on to the last question. Here, this is a really tough one, so I would ideally mark this question as a very important question. Alright, let's start. If x to the power, let's start. If 4 to the power x into n square equals 4 to the power x plus 1 into n, here x and n are positive integers, what is the value of n? So here we need to find the value of n. So let's start off by taking 4 to the power x into n equals 4 to the power x plus 1 into n. Here becomes n square, So here we take 4 to the power x into n squared divided by n, because we're taking this n on the other side. Alright, so we get equals 4 to the power x plus 1. So here this and this get cut. So we get 4 to the power x into n equals 4 to the power x plus 1. Alright, so n equals 4 to the power x plus 1 divided by 4 to the power x. See, actually in the book they use the trial and error method, but here in the SAT, the smart way, we do it in a much more easier manner and a more conceptual manner. So this can be written as 4 to the power x divided by 4 to the power x into 4 to the power 1, because this, let me just highlight it, this is actually, let me just switch to my blue pen, this is actually equal to 4 to the power x plus 1, and here we don't need to take. Normally students would make the mistake by taking divided by 4 to the power x, but no, in this case here it's not addition, here it's to the power, it's the addition of power, so we do not divide over there. Alright, so let me just erase this. So we get 1 into 4 to the power 1, which gives 4. So the correct answer will be option B, 4. Make sure to like and subscribe, and turn on that notification so that you receive the notification. You can always subscribe, it's free. You can always change your mind later. And if you subscribe, the only thing that's going to happen is that your SAT score is just going to increase. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and peace.